here, how would you digest your performance tonight versus the result?
I don't know. Right now, I need more time to digest what just happened. I think tonight was hard because we had to come back twice from behind. It was exactly the scenario that we wanted to avoid when they go a goal up, because then they become very compacted. They sit deep in that line of a 5 and a forward, and then they really countered with a lot of speed. So as soon as I actually think we started the game well. We had some momentum going. We hit the crossbar. We probably should have scored another one. Then they have that chance and they scored. So they gain momentum. We lose ours. Then we start picking up our momentum as well, but it becomes dangerous because they're sitting deep. They're just waiting for you and they counter quickly. We try to find spaces, but it's very, very hard to find those spaces when they're sitting that deep. When we found those spaces, we created chances going forward. And listen, I think we should have probably had at least one goal in the first half. It didn't happen. Second half starts, and the guys find that momentum again. They find that energy. The crowd gets behind the team too. We find the equalizer. Now we have momentum. We're going forward, and sadly, it's an unnecessary turnover in our half. Gives them a second goal. We lose momentum for a few minutes because it's normal, and then we make some substitutions. We find that momentum back. We find the equalizer again, and it was hard, man. It was very hard because we had to come back from behind twice. We have to keep pushing forward. We have to keep improving. I'll take the positives from tonight and make sure that we can build on that for Louisville next week. And we have to try to. Teams can't come over here and score 2 goals. That's the thing, either a mistake or not. But we should try to make sure that we minimize that. Teams shouldn't be on the road and come to Phoenix and score 2 goals.
You look at that second goal that you conceded. What was your view on that one?
What was it? What?
The second goal that you conceded. What was your view?
I'm going to defend my players to the last minute, man. And I'm going to stand in front of all of them. And it was a mistake that anybody can make. And it was a pass that, it was a bad pass that ended up in a transition moment very close to your goal and ended up in the back of the net. At the end of the day, mistakes are going to happen. And mistakes are part of the process. I'm going to defend all my players to the last second, and I know that player is going to give us a lot of happiness moving forward.
Coach, you talked earlier in the week about the difficulty of putting a team that, for obvious reasons, plays like Phoenix does, almost like an inter-squad scrimmage. Can you talk about that impact tonight?
Yeah, it's tough, right? Because it's pretty much like it's mirroring. It's very similar to that. I think the first goal, when they find that first goal, it changes a lot of the work that we did on the week because now they're sitting deeper and there's not that much spaces. I would have liked for us to probably be able to score first, and then they have to come and try to come after us, and then we can find more spaces to go forward and hurt them. But because of the game, how the game went, we had to pretty much fight versus a very low, tight, compact block that was fast in transitions for pretty much 85 minutes. And it becomes hard, it becomes difficult. At times we broke them well, other times we didn't. We have to keep improving, we have to keep getting better.
Well, if you look back, the last 10 times prior to today that Oakland had led at the break, they'd won all 10 of those games. So what does that say about your team? Then you managed to come back and at least rescue a point.
That's what I was telling you, and I think that's a positive that the boys were able to fight back twice. Not once, twice. Until the last second you saw the players going forward and attacking and getting in the tackles and being brave to attack with a lot of numbers and knowing that this is a transition team that attacks with fast transitions, and we were brave enough to do that. So that's a big positive from tonight. I really like how the crowd got behind the team. That was very important. It wasn't not just our players pushing. I felt the crowd in the game too, and that helped out too. Listen, we got to keep pushing forward. I know in the position that we are and I know in the situation that we are, but I believe in what we're building, and I'm sure that we're going to keep getting better. And now you see when we make substitutions how much we can influence the game, and you see the quality of the substitutions now that start coming into the game and throwing that energy in. So now we just have to make sure that our boys can stay as healthy as we can, and we can put together performances that lead to good results.
What do you think of some of the referee decisions tonight?
What was that?
What did you think of some of the referees' decisions tonight?
It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one because I've watched pretty much so many games in this league. I've watched hours and hours, and it's not just us. I don't know why other teams get the calls and we don't. and especially when we're at home. It happened a clear handball versus Monterrey. It happened tonight that to me is a cleared one. We saw it on the screen, and I don't understand. But again, at the end of the day, if we scored 2 goals at home, it should be enough to win. Sadly we gave them 2 goals tonight, and it wasn't enough to win. So I don't want to focus on the referees. I want to focus on us.
What went into choosing Danny over Manuel Arteaga tonight up top?
Well, you saw how much Danny was making the move, right? Manu's a striker that can do it, but that's not his strongest suit. Manu's more of a hold-up guy. He's more of a target guy that can hold and combine. Trejo can do that as well, but also he's faster running behind. And also sometimes when Trejo was showing, they don't follow. They don't follow that much. So Danny could turn around and then go at them. So we try to do that, but again, we work on something during the whole week, and then they find that early goal, and a lot of things change because now you're facing a different team because it's a different situation, a different moment. I think we adapted to that moment and that situation good. We pushed to the last minute. We gotta find ways to win, and we will find ways to win.
How's Kev doing?
We're gonna find out now. We'll find out now when we go inside. I hope as well. But I can't give you an update right now. We're going to talk to the doctors in a sec.
Can you talk about Arteaga's just performance there, coming in late and just providing that spark you guys needed late to get a draw here?
It's important, right? It was Arteaga, it was Babu, it was Jose Hernandez playing 2 balls behind. It was you saw how Gallardo can turn and go at people and speed up. I think we still have to be better in those transition moments when we're not deciding well with our final pass. But you see the quality, you see the energy, and you see how much these guys care. So that's the most important thing to me.
Thanks, Juan.
Thanks, Juan.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coach.